uh, to talk about fasting. This is a long and complex subject to talk about, and I can't give you that full story that you ought to have about fasting. Just bits and parts of it, and but I do have books that you can come to booth number 158, and if the books are all sold out when you get there, we have cards that you can write us. And there's more than one book. One thing goes into the other. And since we have just a very few minutes, you can pick up a card like this and you can write us, or you can call us. Quite often I'm on radio, even here in Los Angeles, and I have been for many years because I have been coming here since 1972. That's how long I've been coming here to the conventions and all. Some years I miss, but not often. Today I'm going to present to you so you can know if you don't get all the information. And I like to answer questions. I had 3 radio shows going on at the same time in Chicago, WYCA and WBEE and WVON. I had those shows going on, 3 of them in the same week all the time. And I'd like to answer questions because I could stand here and talk a long time, and you would, and I would not answer the questions that you would have in your mind. And that's why I like to talk to people and answer questions. What's in your mind? And I'd like to know if I have the knowledge or the research to answer you. And so I won't take questions right now, but I want to talk to you about the books that you could get. First of all, I have a fasting primer. I've been teaching fasting since 1955. And some of you, I'm sure, have heard of Dick Gregory's fasting. Well, I taught him that. And the system of fasting I have, I don't think anybody else has it. I haven't heard of anybody having it yet. And then another little book that I have is 10 most commonly asked questions about fasting. People do ask questions. They want to know if they're going to get hungry, or if they live through it, or if they get sick, or what will happen. And then another one, Rated Health Through Nutrition. This is almost a textbook. Rated Health Through Nutrition. We have that book back at the booth. And then I'm not saying that you or everybody else should be it, but I've been a vegetarian since 1955. When I finished school at Lincoln College of Naturopathy in Indianapolis, Indiana, I became a vegetarian before, and I mean complete vegetarian. And I can give you a diet if you have to. If you come to me and need a diet, I can give you a diet that will include some animal products if you want them or think you need them. But I would always say, don't fry them. Don't fill them full of grease. Bake them or boil them naturally. And so this book, Vegetarianism, Fact or Myth, is one of the books that I wrote many years ago. And then this one here, Kitchen Bible. This book, the booklet was written in you'll see it if you get a copy. It's written December 11th, 1964. And it tells you about cooking. We overcook our food, and one of the reasons we need enzymes and need to go on a fast is we cook our food to death and there's no life in it. Well, I'm glad to see you brought some books with you. My good friend Phyllis Johnson here in Los Angeles is one of the best friends I ever had. I think God made us to be friends. Somehow we were born to be friends. And now, timetable for how to cook your food. Some of us don't know how long to cook what food. We just cook it and overcook it. Anything cooked, no matter what it is, over 120 degrees Fahrenheit will have no life in it. It's the same. You can take peas or beans and corn and plant them. If you don't cook them, they will grow. But if you cook them, there's no life in them and they won't grow. So it will do something to the life in your body. That's what I'd like to explain to you about cooked food. So this is a little booklet that you need to know about how to cook and prepare your food. And the reason we need fasting so much is because we have overcooked our food and starved our body of its enzymes, its vitamins and minerals, and that's why we need to cook our foods. And Pyramids of Power is another book that you can get back at our booth. But you see, the time is so short. When you've been doing something for 50 years almost, it's difficult to put it in 30 minutes. And so that was short. It's difficult to put what you need to know and what I need to tell you in 30 minutes. But if you want to ask questions now, I'll try to answer your questions because I only have 15 minutes. And I'd rather answer your questions than to stand here and talk about something that might not interest you. Yes, ma'am.
What is the best juice?
Please?
The best juice?
The best juices is juices that you make from your juicer or your blender, because when you get them out of a can, raw juices, raw fruit and vegetable juices. Oh, the machine. There's several machines you can use. Atlas is a good machine, and there's several machines. I don't want to call any one machine out because I'm not here to call off products like that. But the best thing to do is get a machine and make your own juice. And because when you get it from a can, it's been pasteurized. I didn't tell you something about pasteurizing and something from food that's raw. You can take milk from a cow and feed it to her calf. And in 1 to 6 months, that calf will be dead. If the calf's mother has had the milk pasteurized by someone else. It has to be raw and natural. And that's what we need, raw, natural foods. And milk, juices, and everything else. We need them raw as possible. Now you can cook them, but don't overcook them. Stir fry them or steam them, and don't cook them to death. Or even better yet, if you eat a raw salad, you can even eat a raw soup. If you grind up the vegetables or the fruit, and you can even have a raw soup. Another question, yes?
When you talk about fasting, which do you think is better, or do you even consider juicing? Is that fasting or just water only?
I consider 2 phases of fasting. To get a good scientific, cleansing, healing, body correcting fast, you have to give a cleansing for at least 5 days with herbs. And I don't let anybody go on a fast under my supervision if they're hungry. The hunger must leave. And if you get the right herbs and fruit, the hunger will leave within 3 to 5 days. Then if you have no hunger, you can go on a fast. But don't fast hungry, because if you do, you will eat. And if you want to eat, you should eat. But I have started people fasting like I did Big Gregory. That's why he learned it from me. And I told him to go on a fast for 21 days. 21 days is over, he wanted to go 30 days. And I let him go the 30 days and supervise him through that. The next day he wanted to go 40 days. And he went 40 days. And then he came to me and he said he wanted to go on a fast for the Vietnam War. And because I told him that anything you want or need, Here's where the will of God comes in. If you talk to God about it and ask his aid and assistance in fasting, you will get what you want as long as you're not infringing on the rights of someone else. So I don't think you're infringing on the rights of anyone when you go on a fast for the Vietnam War, because you're doing this for peace. And so he went on this long fast, and I supervised him through that. Now, what I had him to do through that whole long fast is too technical to go through telling you all of that now, because that's not even that necessary. You want to know what you can do to correct your body of aches and pains, of aging. Fasting will make you younger, keep you younger, longer. You see, I've been doing it over 40 years, and people sometimes ask me how old I am. Well, I tell a woman, tell age, tell anything. So I don't tell them. I say, stick around. And then when they read the obituary, you get it then. Because I don't tell it that. Because, yes.
Oh, yeah, I would say, isn't it not good to start off, for those who are trying to get started with this, developing this kind of cleansing personality, to fast like 2-3 days first, and then the next time around, extend it?
No. Now, you can do that kind, but I don't go with that method. I go with the method of cleansing the body so there's no hunger. And when there's no hunger, you can fast as long as you want to. Fast until the appetite comes back, because it will leave with the preparation I give you. Fast until the appetite comes back, and the tongue will get all white and coated. Fast until the tongue gets red and clear again. And fast until your breath and your body becomes sweet, and it will do that. I wish I had time to tell you about the experience I've had with people when I put them on a fast. Many times their body would come with such odor that they would think somebody else made it, but it's their own body odor coming out from the cleansing, from the moving of the toxic waste in the body.
After you speak, there is a break, so you can go on if they are willing to stay.
Yeah.
You can suggest that to them. There's a 30-minute break.
I've been notified here that there's a break, and I can talk a little longer than these 5 or so minutes I have, and I don't mind talking. I love to talk to people, and I love to talk to people who want to be healthy, to get healthy, to look younger, to act younger. And a woman came into my store, I have a health food store in Chicago, and she wanted to see a picture of Dr. Fulton. And I said, a picture? I said, well, there's one there on the wall, but that's me. What you want? She looked at me as if she was in a dream. She just couldn't believe that was me looking like that, because of what she had heard about me doing so many years ago. And then I said, now, here's a picture made with Les Brown. And maybe some of you all know who Les Brown is. And I said, here's a picture made last Sunday with Les Brown. That's me also. And you will, if you fast, you'll keep your body youthful, flexible, full of energy, and spark and vitality. And that's what we all want. And nothing will do that like cleansing and preparation for fasting and fasting. I don't care what the drugs you take, what else you take, nothing can heal and build and relieve your body of the waste and toxins like fasting. There's another question. Yes.
Do you consider juicing fasting?
Yes, that is a juice fasting, yes.
Oh, so now, what about a water fast?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, a water fast. That's what I do, a water fast.
Water only?
Yes.
Okay, so not a juice fast.
Well, yes, you can do a juice fasting.
You believe in water fasting is better?
Water fasting is better, because water fasting will cleanse the body of the toxic waste heal the body of the old dead cells that are there, that's been there a long time. And the best way to do that is to give the body a cleansing and then fast. And when you fast, you will find your skin becoming resolute and youthful and beautiful. Your hair, your eyes, your body, every gland in your body responds to fasting. And that's what we all need, the cleansing of water fasting. Now, you don't have to, if your family and your friends around you tell you you're going to kill yourself, you don't have to listen to that, you don't have to believe that. But just remember that in the Bible days, they fasted 30, 21, 30, and 40 days, and nobody died from fasting. The prophets, Jesus, and the women of the Bible fasted, and nobody got sick or died from that. Queen Esther fasted and saved the children of Israel from extinction by fasting. Fasting is a way of life in here. Yes, ma'am.
I went on an 11-day juice fast, and the first few days I thought I was going to die of hunger. Then I passed over the point that you said that the hunger goes and you feel great. I felt so much energy. I didn't slow down. I kept on going to the gym because I had so much energy. The 11th day, though, my body couldn't take it anymore because I didn't slow down, and I ended up in emergency in intensive care for overnight.
Well, that's because that fasting wasn't prepared right. Your fasting should have been prepared with cleansing. Huh?
What I'm saying is that I think where I went wrong is I didn't slow down. You can't do everything you usually do. You know, go to the gym and run and everything when you're fasting.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, the fast should not have just went on water or juice by itself. Never go on water or juice by itself. Take some herbs and give the body a cleansing first. Move some of the toxic waste out of the body. Whenever you see a big waistline, there's some waste inside there that's been there for many years. Most of us, ever since we got potty trained, we've been carrying waste in our bodies. And if you get a nice small waistline, then you can fast whatever you want, as long as you want, and you'll be healthy from it.
There's a question over here now.
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that Dr. Fulton is talking about that you have to prepare for a fast. And when I prepared for the fast, based on what she told me, is that I used a colon cleanse that for about 5 days.
Yes.
And that colon cleanse helps to clean the body, and hers has the red clover in it. And it's really important that when you're cleansing, you also cleanse the blood, and red clover is a blood cleanser. And as I went through it, the thing that amazed me, I was never able before to stay on a diet. I mean, I couldn't do that either. On a fast more than a day. If I did it a day, it's an accomplishment. But after doing that and doing the cleansing for about 5 days, I was able, I had set in my goal was to fast until I was ready to come off the fast. I gave myself permission to stay as long as I wanted, but I could always come off. And it's really important how you come off. And I went 21 days. And on the 20th day of that fast, I was still having bowel movement. And that's really important for people to understand how much waste is in the body. That, you know, you can stay on it and with just your liquid and still have bowel movement.
That's correct. The first time I went on a long fast, on the 25th day, I couldn't get out of bed fast enough to get to the bathroom because I had not, God knows I hadn't eaten a bite of anything. And here this waste was coming out, and I had to rush to get to the bathroom, and I actually saw it getting on the way to the bathroom. Yes. Yes.
What I wanted to ask was what you were just saying. If you have an impacted colon with, you know, not just fecal matter, but, you know, the sides that are impacted with mucus or what have you, will a long fast get that out of there and impacted colon?
Yes, it will help get it out, but then you follow up after the long fast, and you follow up with changing the way you eat, even changing the way you think, and I mean what you think about food, your emotions, your thoughts, and your whole body will change when you change and realize that food is not the thing that keeps you alive, but the thing that keeps you alive is the cleansing of the body and getting the toxic waste out of the body.
How long do you have to fast to cleanse out the sides of the walls of colon?
I would say 21 to 30 days. And then after that, break that fast and do it again until you no longer get a coated tongue, until you no longer feel hungry, you no longer feel tired, weak, and nervous, and you have energy. And when that youthful glow comes to your body, your family and your friends around you will ask you, what are you doing? You're looking younger.
Can you work during that time?
Oh, yes, please don't stop working, not one day. No. They will ask you, what are you doing? Why do you look like that? They are still asking me that after 40 years that I'm doing it, and they still ask me, you see here? No garment or nothing. You see? But fasting will keep you younger and healthier, and you don't need to take no medication to do what you want to do, male or female. You keep your sex drive and your hormones in function if you cleanse the body and fast right. You'll keep it. You don't have to take a pill for it, and you don't have to go and ask somebody to give you examination. You will do your own examining, and those around you will say, well, I want to do what you're doing. They're still telling me that. Ever since I've been here, you look younger every year. I said, I can't. But yes, you do. But they expected me to look older, and I don't. And I'm not going to. I'm going to stay this way. Yes.
Is the question of the front?
Yes.
I have two questions for you. One, if a person's on a regimen of medication of one sort or the other, would it be difficult for them to, or would that getting prepared for fasting interfere with?
It depends on what medication he's on. He or she is on. If the medication is for a heart condition, whatever condition it might be, diabetes, hyperglycemia, whatever condition it is, I would have to check with you on that, to know which one, because there are herbs that will fit anything that the drugstore can make. The herbs will take care of all of that. And I have to know what herbs they are. So whatever that herb is that you need to take care of the condition that you're taking something from the drugstore for. Now, I know they've been fighting, and they've been fighting us a long time, and I've been fighting back ever since. You know, I've never been challenged. I've never been arrested. I've never been condemned for nothing I'm saying or doing, because they know as well as I know that I'm telling the truth. Our grandfathers didn't have the prostate gland trouble that you young men are having today. And our grandmothers didn't lose their breasts or their uterus like they're using today. And my mother's mother had twins at 48 and nursed them. So what I'm saying is that if we eat the way God and nature intended us to eat, we will stay healthy and live longer, and we start slumping in our bodies and crippling and aching and something we need to be doing right, or we're doing something that's very wrong. Yes.
My second question, Ms. Fulton, do you have a formula of nutrition that you usually
Yes, but whatever you come to me with, I know the herbs that you need for it, and I know what food you ought to eat and how you ought to prepare the food. Whatever you come to me with, I have it.
What booth are you in? Are you in booth?
Booth 158. And I'd be happy if you come down, and if I don't have the things that you need right now, I can give you a card and you can write me, or you call me, and I'd be happy to answer your question. Yes.
There's a lot of talk about immune deficiencies that a lot of people are supposedly having. Does fasting aid and making better for people who have immune deficiencies?
Yes, when you cleanse the body and feed it right, that'll take care of their immune deficiency. The immune body and system has to be fed right. You know, something else our grandparents didn't have. They didn't have to get on a dialysis machine because they wasn't drinking the junk we're drinking now. And neither did they have Alzheimer's because they were not eating the kind of food we're eating now. And if we cleanse our body and feed it right and give it the right thing to drink, our bodies will stay healthy. I know my time's out. It seems like somebody else is coming. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. See, I tell you, this is too long for me to do it in 30 minutes. You break a fast like you begin it. You break a fast by going on fruit juice, but you don't have it fresh and raw. You sort of heat that to break the enzyme action of it. You take that fruit and take it 5 days. And when you take that fruit 5 days and break in the fast, you will have energy that you will know what to do with, and you will understand why you're not hungry, neither will anyone else. You will not have hunger when the fast is prepared right, when it's broken right. Now, if you say, I've been on a fast for a few days or whatever, and then you're going to get you a good steak dinner or fried chicken dinner, you're going to get sick. And the fasting didn't make you sick. The eating is what made you sick. And you know, most of our getting sick today is what we eat and what we drink. You know, years ago we had little pop bottles about that tall, a little 6 or 8 ounces. And now we got these tall liter bottles of about 40 ounces or 32 or 40 ounces. And that is what causes so much breakdown of the body. That's chemicals, coloring, water, and sugar. And that's why we have kidney problems. And you get on a dialysis, you know, you'll come off of dialysis, you die. There's no way to come off unless that body is cleansed right. But don't get on the dialysis machine. Stop the drinking that stuff that you're drinking and eating the thing you're eating and keep the body healthy. You did not come here to live this little short life full of aches and pains. Jesus says, I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And you can't have abundant life putting anything in this body. You know, I'm a preacher, and I have to say this. I'm a preacher, I have to say this body don't belong to you, it belongs to God. Jesus died for it, to heal it, to save it, and to keep you well in it. And if you listen to him, you will keep a strong, healthy, well body. Yes.
I have a particular question. More or less of a testimony. I had visited Dr. Fulton's Institute, and I was diagnosed with cancer. And during the time of taking chemo, I took fast, and my diet wasn't right, and I followed a diet that she had, and also a formula with the silly pole that Dr. Fulton had mixed with other herbs. And now I'm able to cleanse, and I go on fast, and my doctor is saying I'm improving as far as my tenacity. I'm able to endure. I just came back from a month's vacation without chemo. For a month and a half, I was in Chicago, Washington, D.C., New York, all over, and I'm not tired. And I know it's through her formula that I've been using and the different herbs that are attributed to that formula. And it's really helps my body. And also, as she had mentioned, your whole body, my mind as well. I feel really wonderful, and I think wonderful, and therefore my ambiance is wonderful. So I don't take lightly nothing she said.
Thank you.